Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing something pretty simple, nothing too fancy, nothing too out of the box. I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on this purple look. I've been really into one color makeup looks lately and I'd never done something like this, so I figured, hey, why not, right? I even added some cute faux freckles, which I'd never done before, so it's gonna be just a fun playtime kind of tutorial. But before we get started, please don't forget to like this video at the bottom right corner of the screen over there if you do like this look, and don't forget to subscribe because more videos like this one are coming up. But for now, let's get right into this lilac or light purple faux freckle slash makeup tutorial slash playtime video. Let's get started. Okay, so because the main star of this tutorial, the main focus is going to be the eyes, I'm going to fast forward through the complexion part of the face. I'm doing my usual makeup routine using the Blendiful, going in with primer first, then foundation, concealer, powder, and everything in between, all up to the point where I get to the eyes. I'm actually experimenting with the order of how I apply my makeup. Sometimes I'll try doing the eyebrows first and eyes first because I see people do that all the time, and then I go back to just doing eyes after foundation. And honestly, I like both ways. I don't have a preference in either order. If you want to take a look at the products that I'm using, just a reminder that you can always take a peek at my description box down below. All the products that I'm using will be listed down there. And while we're just watching me doing my makeup, how are you? How are you holding up in this crazy time? I'm working from home still and only leaving my house to grocery shop, but it's just kind of crazy that in Arizona people have just decided that COVID is not a thing anymore and people are just going back to normal. But hey, to each their own. I know why I'm deciding to stay indoors for a little bit longer while I'm working from home, and that's for my safety, you know, and my family. It really did hurt on Mother's Day not being able to visit my mom, but you just gotta remind yourself that it's for our own good. And you know, for me, making videos is what's keeping me sane a little bit, keeps my mind occupied, and just relieves stress for a second. Alright, so now that our complexion is done, as you saw, I did a little bit of setting spray before getting started, and that was just to bring a little bit of dewiness back to the skin after all that powder. And now we're gonna dive into a palette that I hadn't reached for in a while. It's the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. I absolutely love this palette. I have this one and I also have the Love Zodiac palette, and they're both amazing. I'm starting out with the shade right here, which has no name, but it's under Gemini, and we're using a large fluffy brush to apply that to the outer corner of the eye and dragging it into the crease. And as you can see right off the bat, the amount of pigment and just how much that color pops already upon first application. You're gonna take that brush and blend that color all across the crease, and even taking it into the lower lash line as well. As you can see, for the lower lash line, I switched to a smaller brush but still fluffy so that you're able to buff and blend that color nicely. Now, because some of that color did go a little bit too low into the under eye, I'm taking a brush like this one that's dense so it can pack a lot of color. I grabbed some pressed powder and cleaned that area underneath the eye just so that purple doesn't go that far low into the under eye. Alright, and now for the brow bone, I am using this beautiful color from another BH Cosmetics palette. It's the Blacklight Highlight palette, and it's the shade Illusion, which is a beautiful iridescent purple. Up next, I'm going in with a deeper purple on the outer V, the outer corner of my lids, and I'm going in with the ABH and Jackie Aina collaboration eyeshadow palette, and the shade that I'm using is called Big Wig, the beautiful purple. I am using a fluffy brush that's a little bit thinner than the one that I used for my crease, because I want to get in a little bit closer and more precise on that crease. Now for some reason, I don't know if it was the shadow or my application or what was happening, but I was having some issues with making this color look even. I was getting some patchiness, but I think I was able to get it even in the end by just grabbing the color and patting it into the outer V in the areas where I was getting patches. Just being super careful though that when I would go in to blend out the edges, not to move that color where I had just placed it. Now I also applied a little bit of that dark purple on the outer portion of my lower lash line using a pencil brush. So once that color was as even as I wanted it, I went in with a small concealer brush, some Tarte Shape Tape, and cut that crease. And of course I do that to get my lid ready for a beautiful pop of color, which for this look I decided to take the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Jawbreaker palette and the shade Gumdrop. Since I got the palette, I've been dying to use that color, and to be honest, the whole idea for this look was honestly kind of inspired just around that color. It's super pretty. And make sure you're using a small, precise brush for this, that way you don't go above the crease and you just stay within the lines. And then as you can see, I went over that outer corner area with a dark purple again because it was giving me trouble, and also just to marry those two colors, the one in my lid and that dark purple. Now, because I wanted a nice pop of shimmer between the dark purple and my lid color, I went back into the Zodiac palette using the Leo shade and started applying it with my finger just because I wanted something sparkly in that area. And then I went back into the Blacklight palette and used the same shade as my brow bone for the inner corner of the eye. I also added that lid color to the inner portion of my lower lash line just to match what I have on my top lid to the lower lash line. Buff the lower lash line using a fluffy brush. And then I don't even know if this was even necessary, but I took a liner brush, dipped it into the Jeffree Star Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Virginity, and I used it as a liner. I honestly rarely use this liquid lipstick, so I feel like anytime that I get like an excuse just to use it, I will. So this was a good excuse, a good look for me to use this shade, so I did. After lashes, I don't even think it was that noticeable, but hey, it was there. And I also used it on my waterline, but I decided to do that till I was done with the other eye. After that, I did mascara and then these fake lashes I get from AliExpress, which are honestly amazing and I love them so much, and now I use them in pretty much every look now. And after lashes, that eye was done, and then it was time to do the other eye, and we're just gonna speed through the entire process. Alright, so after both eyes were done, I took my NYX Cosmetics Micro Brow Pencil and added some freckles. I've never done this before, but I've seen a lot of people using a brow pencil to do this, so I decided to give it a shot. I just put the pencil on my cheek, twisted, and went all across the sides of the nose and the top of the nose a little bit too. Scattered them all around. And then just to diffuse them a little bit so that they're not too harsh, I went in with my Blendiful and patted them down. I really like how they turned out, but next time I feel like I want to spend more time doing them and actually add more so that they're even more noticeable and not too faint. And finally, for the lips, I am using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Celebrity Skin, which will honestly be the last time I use this lipstick, only because it's now an empty. It's all gone. I used it all the way through and I need to repurchase it. It was one of my favorite lipsticks to use for a nude lip. I used it for work. I used it to go out. It stays put. It smells super yummy and it's just a really beautiful color. And on top, once again, because I'm super into glossy lips, I am using the Floss lip gloss in the shade YUL, as in Y-U-L. I've said this before, but I love this lip gloss. It just makes your lips look super glossy, but not like sticky at all. After that, I sealed the deal with some setting spray and the look was complete. Again, this was just a simple one color makeup tutorial I wanted to do. And I really love how it turned out, and I hope you did too. It was more of like a look I wanted to do to play around with some makeup and color and de-stress a little bit, you know? So let me know what you thought of this video in that comment section down below. If you have any questions or any suggestions for future videos, also let me know. I'll be more than happy to take a look at those. I want to thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and hopefully I will see you right here on my next video. Bye guys!